Summer does finally seem to have arrived. Highs of up to 31 degrees Celsius have been forecast for some parts of the country this week. But temperatures rising right across the UK. A yellow heat health alert comes into force today, which covers all but one region of England. Let's speak to weather reporter Nazanin Ghaffar. Good afternoon. Where will be hottest this week?
It's going to be in parts of the southeast and eastern England. I think that's where we're probably going to achieve highs of around 30 to 31 degrees Celsius, most likely around Wednesday, Thursday time. And those heat health alerts, they are actually from the UK Health Security Agency. It's in conjunction with the Met Office. They use the weather forecast material from them, and then they issue these alerts. And it's a yellow alert. So it's their lowest level, and that's for the most vulnerable in the community. So those with underlying health conditions, those who are elderly. So not a widespread concern in terms of everyone's health, but still it is a concern as it will be very hot, especially compared to what we've been used to recently for the next few days. And most places will reach heat wave status. That's 3 consecutive days in a row where temperatures will exceed their heat wave threshold. And that's dependent on where you are in the UK. So for much of England and Wales, it's usually around the mid-20s onwards, but for the southeast, it's around the late 20s, so around 28 degrees Celsius and above for 3 consecutive days makes an official heat wave, which is likely through today, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So we are entering a heat wave, and it will be a concern for those who are vulnerable, hence the fact that heat health alert is valid up until Thursday for most of England, away from the northeast of England, where we could see those temperatures not only high by day, but high at night time as well, around 15, 16 degrees Celsius for some spots. So some uncomfortable nights for sleeping. So just keep well hydrated and try, if you are vulnerable to the heat, avoid the sun outside around 11 to 3 or 4 p.m. each day. That's when it is likely to be warmest. But it's not everywhere that's going to experience this heat. Temperatures won't be as high across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. That's due to a front that wavers through and brings what cloudier conditions, somewhat fresher weather, especially around western Scotland. But at times, there will be breaks in the cloud across these parts, and the sun this time of the year is very strong, so it will still feel very warm. And as I mentioned, the sun is very strong this time of the year, so for all areas, be aware UV levels are very high, and so are pollen levels at the moment. But how long does this last? That's the question. Not very long. It is going to be short-lived. It does look like into the weekend we'll see high pressure start to move away. That's what's giving us the fine and settled weather at the moment. And low pressure starts to dominate the scene off the Atlantic. So that means we're going to see a cooler airflow coming through with cloudier skies and wetter conditions at times as well.
That's all very short-lived, so make the most of it. Thank you for that. That's Nazanin Ghaffar there with an update on the improving and then deteriorating weather situation.